Yo, what up guys, Markin here, bringing you some more Dirt 3 gameplay. I told you it was coming. It's your fault for not expecting it. That's my Evo. It's back. It's here. It'll be here forever. I'm actually on a championship race this time around, but in this video I wanted to discuss to you guys kind of how I set up my vehicles before races and what I go about in terms of tuning the car. Now this is a lot less in depth than something like Forza, but still you can change a little bit of things. Now first I want to start with gear ratio. Basically the shorter your gear ratio is, the faster you accelerate, but the lower your high speed is. Longer gear ratios give you higher top speed but real low acceleration. Now this game basically is, this track I should say, is real technical, it's real short, there's a lot of short turns. So I want my gear ratio to be more about acceleration than top speed, because I'm not going to have to use that top speed for anything on this track. Downforce is next. Basically downforce is how much wind basically affects your vehicle. So the higher your downforce, the more your car is pushed to the ground, so the more it sticks to the ground. Your tires grip better, you can turn better, you can stop better. But you also go slower for your top speed. Once again, it's a technical track, so I want this low to the ground, I want a lot of grip on my tires, and I'm not so much concerned with speed, I'm concerned more with turning and braking. Next up is suspension. Basically the stiffer your suspension is, the less roll your vehicle has when you try and turn. You know, if you're in your car driving and you turn the wheel left to right, basically your whole vehicle will kind of roll off its axis and you can feel it. Now the stiffer your suspension, the tighter your turns can be and the faster and more technical you can turn. But if you have a lot of bumps in the ground, a lot of ups and downs, you want a softer suspension. Now this is a pretty level track, so I'm going to go a little bit stiffer. In terms of ride height, the lower you are to the ground, the faster your vehicle is going to go. You have less wind resistance, you have less wind hitting you, and your actual chassis is closer to your wheels. So there's less roll again when you're turning. Now the only issue with that is the lower you are, the closer you are to the ground. So your vehicle can bottom out and hit the ground if there's a lot of ups and downs. Now like I said, this track is mainly flat, so I'm going to go as low as possible to get my speed up. In terms of differential, the stronger your differential is, the more power is focused on your rear wheels. The looser it is, it's more focused on your front wheels. So I like my cars handling more like rear wheel drive vehicles. So I want all the power, or I should say most of the power, in my back wheels, so that when I come around these turns I can drift around them and I can use my back wheels to spin to give me that drift but still gain the traction that I need in order to turn and accelerate when I need to. Now brake bias, basically if your bias is more towards the rear of your vehicle, same thing as the differential. You're going to have more control from your back wheels. So you're going to be able to, basically with these all-wheel drive vehicles like the Evo, you can turn them into rear-wheel drive. So if the brake bias is set to the rear, I can handle this more like a rear-wheel drive car. I can drift around these corners more instead of, you know, having to take them slowly, and technically I can kind of whip my vehicle around them. So we're going to get to the race here. Like I said, this is a championship run with the Evo. It's a short race, it's like 2 minutes long. So I just figured I'd throw this into you guys so you can see how the actual mechanics of me setting up the vehicle help. Like I said, the track itself is low. There's not a whole lot of bumps. You got a puddle there, watch out! But there's not a whole lot of ups and downs. The only reason I didn't bang out my suspension completely all the way stiff is because it's still dirt. There's still, like you saw, puddles. If this whole track was concrete like this, the whole track was pavement, my suspension would be floored as low as it could go, because I could get tighter steering out of it. It would be lower to the ground, it would overall be stiffer, and I'd have less roll in my vehicle, so I can actually, you know, go faster, do things more technically. This is my first lap. I've never raced on this track before, so I took that turn real wide. But you'll see in the upcoming laps, I'm able to learn the course, learn the track, know what I'm doing, know what gear to be in as well. In terms of gearing, I always use manual transmission. I have for as long as I can remember. So something like on that turn right there, if you're in automatic transmission, the game is basically going to pick what gear it wants you in based on your speed. Now when I drop down like this, I was in 4th gear here. I think I stay in 4th gear around this turn. the game might have put you up to 5th gear or dropped you down to 3rd gear. I mean, there's really no way to tell. And the reason why that's important is if I'm going around this next tight turn up here, I'm in 5th gear now, I drop myself down to 3rd gear so I can spin my back tires. I could have gone around that turn in 4th, which is probably what the game, if you kept it in automatic, would have set you at as 4th gear, because it would have been a nice, easy turn. But since I popped it down to 3rd, I can basically spin my back tires like I am now and lose the grip so I can whip my tail end around and drift around the corner. It's a little bit faster. I mean, everybody has their own opinions on it, and this is just how, in this game, I like my vehicle to handle. I mean, I've probably played the game for 45 minutes, an hour or so, and you know, I've been trying all different setups, and this setup is really one that I favor. Now, if this was a longer track with a lot of long straightaways, my gear ratios would be set up a little different. I'd have them longer so I could use that top speed more. And if also this track was real hilly, there was lots of hills, lots of jumps, things like that, I would have my suspension set softer and also my ride height higher, so I don't bottom out the car, damage the car, and lose speed just from the vehicle hitting the ground. So this is the last lap. I just wanted to give you guys a setup video so you know what to do if you end up picking up this game, just little tips and tricks. So I appreciate you guys watching. First place in the championship with my Evo. You'll be seeing more of that, and expect the Forza upload early in the week or late in the week. Who knows? Sometime this week. Alright guys, appreciate it. Later.